live on YouTube. Get out the camera, Zay. she's in the middle of getting her hair braided. For those of you that saw the maps, okay. Go, baby, go watch cartoons, please. Go, and then you can take the laptop and play the game. This is so embarrassing, but it's not. This is motherhood. Okay, so we are back after we have elevated our minds. Yes. Okay, and we are discussing facts. Facts based on the things that women of color deal with, okay? And this is inspired from a group that we go to, the Women of Color group. It's in Lakewood. Yeah. It's every Thursday for those of you that live in Washington. It's every Thursday. Very powerful group. At 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I almost said 12 a.m. From 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it's where women of color discuss just the obstacles, anything that comes to mind, really. Everything is welcome there, you know. Find other women in there that can relate to, that are facing similar situations. Now, this Women of Color group, it kind of highlighted some things that I can say I was kind of like working around because it's like, okay, in the spiritual community, I will say this, okay? All the things that I go to and stuff like that, usually I find myself being the only piece of pepper in a sea of salt, if you catch my drift, right? And I am like, but I still go nonetheless, okay? So I made a lot of new friends and stuff like that, and it's like, oh, you know, but so I just want to make this clear. Just because I am pro-Black does not mean I am anti-white. Yeah. You know, one of the things that was highlighted in the group is there was a situation. Somebody has a lot of kids, and with her husband. Yeah. Okay. And nonetheless, there was turbulence there. She was staying in an unhealthy relationship to avoid being looked at as a statistic. Yeah, you guys. And that triggered me to wonder how many motherfuckers is doing this. How many Black women are doing things like this? They're staying in situations or dealing with uncomfortable things because we don't want to be looked at as another ghetto Black woman. Yeah. Or anything along those lines. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow. Right. And then nonetheless, it caused the energy of discomfort and accountability. Mm-hmm. Right. I am a Black woman. Okay. Now I am Black and proud. Okay. So don't get me wrong. But this is to touch on so that other races can understand from another point of view. And so it's not being such like a battle. Like, no, hear us. Yeah. Okay. Definitely. Hear us. I literally get denied access and denied anything just off of my name alone being Marquita. Okay. Yeah. It already counts me out. You know, they already have the assumptions on who they think I am. Yeah. Right. And so like many Black people, we literally are going to these jobs wearing our white face, talking with our best voice. Right. And then coming home from work and letting the nigga out in us. Right? Yeah. Okay. Letting our authentic self out. Like we have to wear a mask in order to be just to fit into the norm. Okay. And that is unfair. We are facing battles that our friends that are not Black are unaware of because we avoid talking about these things because we don't want to make them feel any kind of way, you know, and stuff like that. And it's like, these are the things that need to be talked about so that people understand all across the board, you know, just exactly how we are living and being affected on a day-to-day basis, things that they don't even have to face. They don't even have to think about. No, they don't. Do you know that I get invited to things by my new friends, and one of my questions are always being, am I going to be the only piece of pepper in a sea of salt? This is quite a answer it because I'm in the middle of things. Am I going to be the only piece of pepper in a sea of salt? You know, not that I mind it because I stand my ground, I can hold my own and stuff like that, but it is awkward. You know, they do have a lot of questions about our hair, and they do talk about things like, oh yeah, insurance and this is like stuff that is norm and every day, and it's like that don't come to us that easy. We gotta jump through a loop, a scoop, a moop. Ain't no such thing as no moop, but we gotta jump through that shit too.
Yeah,
and they don't understand the things that we face, and why certain situations would cause us to feel kind of like defensive, And then another thing that came up in group is the phrase that people say, "I don't see color." That I understand what they mean by it, but you seeing color is important. It's important because Black women, Black men are facing things that other races don't even have to think about. They don't even have to think about. They just see things highlighted on the news, right? And then we don't discuss it with them. You know what I'm saying? Which is not teaching them anything because they don't resonate with this part of us. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And it's like, if you want to be technical, when I was in group, it was like, wow. Why am I being silent about these things when I am using my platform to cause change? Why? And then I didn't even look at it all like that until it was brought up. Okay, until it was brought up, I really had to check my damn self. Like, there is nothing wrong with saying the things that you face. Okay, am I not sitting here sharing my journey? This is a part of my journey. I am discriminated against often. Just off of the color of my skin. Do you know that when people see me and without my husband, they was like, oh yeah, oh, is the dad involved?
Yeah, like what is that? Like that's the most annoying thing.
Yeah, I go places, or if I the times that I was enrolling in school and stuff like that, or taking kids to the dentist appointment, is the dad in the life? Like what the fuck? Bitch, he at work.
Yeah, like
he's at work.
Like if he wasn't at work, he was here. Like, oh, is he not working?
Like that's how I used to look. Like, or they say the baby daddy. And I don't even
like. What do you mean, baby daddy?
Now here, who that is? That's just my baby daddy. Yeah, that's just my baby daddy. So I gotta pop it real quick, guys. Okay. But things like that,
we think all Black women are just single moms and angry.
Right. Share some of your stories.
Like you can't talk or just do anything. It's just aggressive. Well, I mean, my mom put me in a whole bunch of white schools, so I was around a lot of white people, so I never really could be myself. And then it was harder when I would go back and kick it with my people, because they'd be like, you over there with the white people and
Right.
So it was like, man, like a battle, but it's like I got to go to school with these people. So being myself, like everybody didn't really they were scared of me. Like that made me feel like hella like hit. Yeah, like everybody else could do all this and play around.
Come here, let me love you.
Yeah, but if I do it, then it's like, oh my God, Black girl, she's trying to hurt me. Like, no, man, like I was just playing just like you guys.
Or if you are speaking passionate about something, you are categorized as the angry Black woman.
Yes.
The angry Black woman. I could get angry.
Yeah.
But guess what? There's angry. Angry. No, there's angry Black women. There's angry white women. There's angry Asian women. There's angry Mexican women. Okay,
and so on and so forth.
And at the end of the day, we have a right to be angry. Look at that shit that happens. I remember reading an article, and it was saying something like Black women suffer the most medical issues that are ignored.
Yeah, and they die.
Okay, because they can go in there and say that they have pain, and they are just pushed aside like their pain ain't shit.
Yeah.
Okay, this is part of how the system is. Okay, and I'm just sitting here looking like, damn. I was talking to one of my friends, one of my late friends. And I was talking to her, and this is what also fed to the trigger in this conversation. I was like, the things that we face. I was like, I remember filling out job applications, and I was like, I don't want to put Marquita on there because they probably just gonna pull my app. Like, no, and it's like my middle name is Antoinette, so I could probably get like in the gray area. Yeah, she's good to go because she got a white person's name.
Yeah, no, my grandma named me Amber, Chelsea, all of us. She's like, no, if you guys have white people names, because
you're in there like booty hair. Yeah, okay? And then you go to the interview, and it's like,
put on my little white smile.
I gotta put the armor on, and so nonetheless, that all I did was just drive me to motivate me to create my own lane for things. And not only that, I'm getting hella involved in more community things. Karen G, she's
dope.
So bomb.
She's
okay,
so dope.
She works for the governor. She's making all kind of connections for me. And then now you too, right? Because you're gonna be coming to group from now on. It was her first time coming to group, and it was just so
it was cool.
Uplifting, empowering, releasing, relieving. We prayed at the end of it, and everybody just left in great spirits with new connects and just gonna network and shit like that. And so it's just things of that nature. If any of you have any stories or anything that you have dealt with in regards to that, then please share them.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of like winged it on this one.
Yeah.
But it'll be a little more structured because I'm going to be talking about these topics regularly, right?
Yeah.
Because this is a part of my everyday life as a Black woman.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm highlighting shit, right? I'm going to be highlighting the shit that we face.
Yeah.
Okay. Because ain't nobody listening to us.
No, not.
You know, but you're going to hear this shit today. You're going to learn today. And you're going to learn tomorrow.
And the next day.
Every day I post. That's one thing.
And another one.
And another. Are we running late? What time is it?
I don't know.
Oh my God, we're going to be on.
She has to hurry up.
Look, that's another cliche.
So
Black people always late, right? But no, we're not going to be late. We're going to be fashionably
on divine
late.
time.
Right, divine timing. Okay, because we had to do a divine live.
Yeah.
Okay. So we about to go to Go Box House and get the fuck up off of here. Right? I'm going to push in right this time.
Yes.
And if you guys have anything that you want to share, anything you want us to discuss in regards to this, go ahead and comment them or message me or however you get a hold of me. And then I'll make sure that we go ahead and discuss it for topics in the next live.
Peace and love.
The next live is live. Right, we love y'all. And oh shit, I pushed the wrong button again.
It's all right. Love again, guys.
My finger's too fucking fat, I think.